Okay, we are live. Let me grab the link that is connecting over here on YouTube live so that I can put that link in our community so that our community members that are not in studio, like Teray and Debbie and Dewana and Kimberly and Dr. Toya and Dr. LaFera, they can use this link to join us directly in the YouTube live comments. There we go. We got it over there. It's going good. Cool beans, and I can see the comments. All right. So, speaking of groups, if you are a solopreneur or an entrepreneur who is struggling to get to your first six figures in business, you need to be in this group. This group was made just for you. Okay, so we have three value pillars. Number one, we actually build community. In fact, this week, tomorrow night, we are coming together as a community to evaluate a movie and bring out all the business nuggets. Okay, so we actually build community. Number two, we actually collaborate. We do so that we come together to better each other's businesses and to make money together. Number three, we have conversations that are transformational to your business growth, kind of like this morning show. There are free trainings in the group. There are past show notes, and there are other long past shows in there. So you can join our group right now, shaycannon.info/group. It is free and there is value waiting on you in the group right now. So join. All right, let's get started. Good morning. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures Morning Show. I am your host, Shay Cannon. It all starts with a blog. So this week's blog is at shaycannon.com/protect. Because what we're talking about this week is the top safeguards you need to protect your small business. All right. So what we know is we really supposed to put most of these safeguards in place when we start our business. However, sometimes we're not in the know of these safeguards, and sometimes it's just not in the budget. But as we grow, we have more value. Our company has more assets. We are making more money. There is more to protect. So we can't skip on the protections. So when you're listening to us talking about these lists of protections, I want you to start thinking about which one can you start to manage to put in place. Start thinking about that, okay? So I put these protections in four categories. The first category is insurance. If you need to know what insurances you need for your small business, and again, these lists are not all comprehensive. They're not, can't think of the word because I'm tired, but there's more that you can find to add to these lists. They're not exhaustive. Thank you. They're not exhaustive lists. There's more you can find, but I picked the things I thought were most important. All right. So if you need a list of insurances that you need in your small business, go to part one's replay. That's from Monday. Part two was from yesterday, and we talked about the legal protections that you need for your small business. Now, today, even though you may know of some insurances and you may know of some legal protections, today might be an entire category that you have not thought about because we're talking about cyber security, okay? Cyber security. So what it does is it measures the crucial things going on in your business that are digital related, right? We are such digital businesses now that we need way more protections in the area of digital. I'm going to tell you that my business has gone so digital and so we're going to say so paperless that during the hurricane here in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, I realized just how paperless my business was. I couldn't really access anything. Almost all of my stuff is on the cloud, right? So yeah, it's, almost every tool I use is a SaaS or software, and what I'm saying, software as a service. So, I mean, I'm very digital in my business. So this is an area I too am going to have to really look at because some of the protections that I need are definitely digital. So let's go through the list, and then that's in the blog. And then, from being on the morning show, I'm going to give you more. But here's the list that's on the blog. Okay. These are your cyber security protections. You got data privacy and protection. It's kind of like your terms and conditions, but you got to let people know how you're using their data, right? So if you're using cookies or targeting, tracking, anything like that, you're supposed to have a policy out there that tells people what you're doing, okay? But you also need some protections in place that's protecting you from people taking your cookies or adding cookies to your machines as you're going along the web. Let me tell you how our resident tech guru, Leticia Austin, she had to explain to me that right now I'm having to clear my cache on my computer and clear my browser cache and the computer temporary files and all that. I'm having to do that more often. I thought something was wrong with my computer when actually, because we have so many laws in place to protect from retargeting and all of this, the cookies that you're agreeing to are way more aggressive than they used to be. So they're leaving more gunk on your computer as they're going through it and trying to see what's going on, right? So you may find that when they try to ask you to agree to cookies, go ahead and deny all of the cookies. It probably is still going to let you go through the website. That's what I've been doing because I get tired of clearing my cache bi-weekly. No, I'm sorry, it's not bi-weekly, about twice a week. Because some of your platforms that are digital, that are online, they don't act well when your computer is filled with cache and your storage is filled with things that you don't need. I'm going to tell you, Go High Level is one of those text platforms for me. My Go High Level does not work right when my cache is full. Right. And how do I know that? Because Go High Level has awesome customer service. You can jump on a Zoom 24/7. And I was having problems doing stuff. I wasn't seeing all the options that the training video was showing me. And the guy immediately said, oh, I know what it is. Your cache is full. Clear your cache and everything will be fine. And he sat there with me as I cleared my cache. And guess what? All of my functionality came back. So clear your cache, people. Okay. So data and privacy protection. You should have a policy for people coming to your websites, and you should be careful when you're going to other people's websites. Okay. Secure backup solutions. Secure backup solutions. If you are not backing up your website, if you are not backing up the data and just leaving stuff on your computer, so if your computer died or your computer got a bug, you are not protected. Okay. You need backup solutions. Okay. Your website is one of the places that you need one. And also your computer in and of itself. You should be backing up your data. Okay. How often I'm gonna lead to you, but I'm telling you, at least weekly. Okay. So if you're not doing it every night, at least weekly. Okay. Multi-factor authentication. You may know this is the initials for it is MFA, but you probably know it as two-factor authentication. That is a protection that I know it's a nuisance, but y'all need to start adding it on stuff, especially stuff that has your personal information, your financial information, but even your Facebook. Do you know how many people's Facebook and social media accounts have been hacked because they didn't have that two-factor authentication? I know it's a whole bother, but what else is a bother? Not having access to your stuff and seeing people post on your behalf and from your account, and it's not you. Okay, people coming in and getting your getting access to your financial and personal data. That's more of a bother. So go ahead and do your two factor authentications. Now, Google has a two-factor, well, it's just an authenticator, and it's called Google Authenticator. And what you can do, in fact, you know what, let me see if I can show you an example of Google Authenticator, because I use it. I have one on my personal Gmail for my personal stuff, and I have one, let me see, and I have one on my business email domain for all of my business stuff. I don't necessarily want authentications to come to my phone anymore, because if I lose my phone, okay, so it's not on this account. Let me go back. If I lose my phone, then how do I get access to it, right? And when you lose your phone is when you're going to need access to more stuff, actually. So let me see, is Authenticator on this one? This is taking longer than I anticipated, when I might just be skipping over the icon, but I need the icon. Let me see. Maybe I just need to. search for authenticator because I see everything else. Them Google ads is popping up. They sure want me to do an ad. Let me just see. Google authenticator. I'm gonna Google it. Let me share my screen. Okay, guys. So all I did was Google Authenticator. Okay. So this is the sign for it. I did not see it in my, I don't know where it went. Oh, more. Let me see. Maybe it's in more. Nope, that's not it. So anyway, if you go to Google Authenticator, what it does is once you sign up different logins to it, it is cycling through passcodes. And so when something asks you for a passcode, you just go to your Google Authenticator and see what the passcode is for that particular platform in that moment. I'm telling you, it's kind of like and it might, my Wi-Fi might not be that strong right now because we had a power outage here in Playa del Carmen, Mexico last night. And so something may be wrong, but just look up Google Authenticator, and how it works is almost like something off TV. The number changes ever so often. And so what happens is you have to put in the right number for the right moment. And so that's how Google Authenticator works. Okay. And I'm going to put that. Let me see. I'm gonna put the name here so that y'all can search for it. There you go. So that's one for you guys to think about. Let me close out all this extra stuff that I don't need distracting me. Because being tired, I am easily distracted this morning. All right, so the next thing is firewalls. Firewalls. Now, when you think firewalls, you usually think corporate America, right? But the more that you do business and the more of your clients' stuff that you need to protect, the more things that you need to protect, the more you're going to need a firewall to insulate your businesses, we're going to say like intranet and digital stuff going on, create a firewall around it from everybody else. Okay. Again, that's something that corporate America has. They have a firewall. Anytime you're watching a movie and they're trying to hack into something, they have to hack past that firewall. So there's going to come a time, and we're claiming it, right, that you're going to be big enough and be making enough money and have a whole wide range of clients and client secrets and in the company secrets that you will need a firewall. All right. Antivirus and anti-malware. Okay. Again, we are doing all of this searching online, and we're going into all of these different places online. You need protection from some of the viruses, which is things that make your computer act wonky, okay? And anti-malware. Malware is what people put on your computer to kind of hack into it and gain access and make it do what it wants it to do, okay? So we need to protect ourselves from these things. Now we do more business online than we do offline most often, okay? And the next thing you need to do is, as you bring in people to your team, okay, you need to have team trainings and team awareness campaigns. You need to teach people on your team how to proceed with your digital accesses in a way that protects your company. Let me tell you one way you would think people know and they think about all the time. But guess what? Do you know that almost everybody on your team, when they're working on your stuff, they're saving it to their computer? So you should have policies that they not save it to your computer and they save it into your company cloud and get that stuff off their computer, because what we know is their computer is not safe, right? Anybody can get their computer. Anybody can hack their computer. We don't know what they're personally doing to protect their computer. So that's one thing you have to think about. We have to train our teams, and we have to do awareness campaigns. When we get, let's just say we're always now, it's become the norm to get these notifications that something that has access to our stuff has had a security breach, right? So what are you going to do as a policy for you and your team when there's a security breach? Well, the first thing you should be doing is changing your password. So everybody on your team should also be changing passwords, right? So let's get into the details of it. Y'all, you know, we get more on the morning show. I'm going to check in over here on YouTube first. Good morning, Keith. Good morning, Chantilly. Good morning. Kimberly left us from in studio and she went online. So good morning, y'all, is what I'm going to type. Okay. So Keith and Chantilly and Kimberly, I want you also to be listening, as well as our in-studio people. I want you to be listening because I'm going to ask you which one of these cyber protections are you going to put in place as soon as possible, and is there anything in here you've not heard of, okay? So let's go to the show notes. Data privacy and protection, okay? Did you know that that is also includes that GDPR, which has to do with your email marketing, right? You can't just be taking these people emails and sending them any kind of stuff. So it has a lot to do with that too. So compliance with data protection laws like GDPR or CCPA is where it's called in some other places, that govern the collection, use, and storage of personal information. Okay, so you should have it in place. And when you're going to other people's sites, they should have it in place. You should look for it. Okay, what it protects your customer and employee data from misuse and breaches, ensuring privacy and security. That's with you going to other people's sites. Why is it important? I think you know why it's important. So who do you need help from? You need help from a data privacy attorney, or you can do somebody that is a tech consultant and with the GDPR, an email marketing expert, okay? All right, the next one is your secure backup solutions. Now, you can hire a tech consultant for that, but y'all should know how to back up your systems, and you could probably Google how to back up your systems. But if you need to hire somebody to put a process in place and then you know how to take it from there to do it, then do that. But what is a secure backup solution? It's regularly backing up your data to make sure that your data is secure and accessible in other places for you, not other people, okay? So you can do that to off-site locations or cloud services. Some people even do it to an external hard drive. Again, you might need a tech consultant to tell you which one is best for you. I do it to a cloud. I've done it to an external hard drive before, and that external hard drive failed and I lost all my stuff. So I don't do external hard drives anymore. I only do clouds. What does it protect? It protects your data from loss of access, from things like natural disasters, cyber attacks, hardware failure. You still have access if you've backed it up somewhere else. So we already know why that's important. Let's go to multi-factor authentication, sometimes called two-factor authentication. It is a security system that requires more than one method of authentication to verify the user's identity for a login, okay? So, you know, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 password, they getting into your stuff. You need other stuff. You need a strong password and another way for them to back up, verify that it's you using that password, okay? What it protects is your user accounts and sensitive data from unauthorized access, even if passwords are compromised. So who do you hire? Guess what? You can make this, once you have your, you identify all of the accounts to use your two-factor authentication, you can set that up. Okay, again, I said you can use Google Authenticator, but you can also use where they also send it to the email, or they also send it to your phone. I don't really like the phone one. I would rather go to my email or use Google Authenticator, because if you lose the phone, if somebody steals your phone or the phone goes out, now how am I two-factor authenticating all of my important stuff? I can't. The phone is gone, right? So I would rather go to an email that I can access from any device, or Google Authenticator or other multi-factor authenticator tech software platforms, because you can access them from any device. So that's what I like about it. It makes it a little more convenient. All right. Firewalls is a network security system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing traffic on your network with predetermined security rules. What it protects your business network from unauthorized access, malware, and cyber threats. Firewalls they usually have some malware in it, because malware is coming in to attack. But also when you don't have a firewall, that's when we get to. So who do you need to set up a firewall from you, you definitely need a cyber security specialist or a tech consultant. Okay, firewalls are a little complicated, so it's less likely we're able to set those up ourselves. But what we can do until we have a need for a firewall is use the antivirus and the anti-malware software. So if you don't have a McAfee or a AVG or something like that, you need to go ahead and pay for it and protect your computer. I know when you bought your computer, they gave you a free trial. That trial is over. You had that computer 5 years unprotected. Let's get some malware and some antivirus, anti-malware software. And it is a software designed to detect, prevent, and remove malicious things like malware, viruses, worms, and Trojan horses. Okay. What it protects is computers and networks from being infected with those things, which can steal your data, damage your systems, and disrupt your operations. Okay, so that's why it's important. If you don't know how to go and buy it, you can get it from Best Buy. You can get it online, right? You can always hire a tech consultant to come in and pick the best one for what you got going on, and they can also apply it to all of your machines. Okay, last but not least, employee training or team training and awareness programs. What is it? There are programs designed to educate your team about your cybersecurity best practices. What are your policies? What are your processes? What are your procedures? Such as recognizing phishing attacks. That's phishing, phishing, okay, attacks. Using stronger passwords as a policy. And informing them of incidents and what is the response plan and what is their part in the response plan. Okay. So who can do that? I think you can kind of set that up, but if you need help, you can get a tech consultant. Okay. So let's go back through the 6 cyber security protections, and I'm going to do the round robin and ask you guys, which one do you know you need to put into place as soon as possible, and was there one that surprised you? Number 1, data and privacy security protections, secure backup solutions, multi-factor authentication, firewalls, antivirus and anti-malware, and employee or team training and awareness programs. Again, over there on YouTube, y'all can put it in the YouTube chat, and let me know which one you know you need to put into place as soon as possible. I'm going to start with Cheryl. Cheryl, which one do you know you need to put in place as soon as possible? And let's see if Cheryl can come off the mute, because I know she was having problems. All right, we'll go to Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, you unmute. Tell me which one. There's Cheryl. Tell me which one, Cheryl, that you can, you know you need to do as soon as possible. And was there one in there that surprised you?
No, it wasn't one that surprised me. But I do need to do the cloud. I did.
Okay, Cheryl, I don't hear you. Does anybody else hear Cheryl?
I can hear Cheryl.
Can you hear me?
Okay, hold
Yeah,
on,
I
y'all.
can
That
hear.
might
I
be
can
me,
hear
because
her.
I see. Okay, it is. There we go. Say something now, Cheryl.
Can you hear me?
Yep, it was me. So when
Okay.
I redid my stuff, how about my speakers went to the microphone? So yes, go ahead, Cheryl.
None of it surprised me. But I do need to store my stuff to the cloud. Add that, because I had the external. I still do have the external hard drive. And one day it wasn't working when I went to go look for something that I had saved because of the drivers. You have no idea how hard and how long I searched to find the right drivers, because I had bought this thing like oodles ago. So that was a wake up call for me. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's one that I need to definitely do immediately. I have your thing actually from, is it P Cloud?
Uh-huh.
Are you still with them?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Dr. LaFera, which one of these cybersecurity protections do you know you need to put in place as soon as possible? And was there one that kind of surprised you?
The one the one you said about the external hard drive, um, that I didn't think about it. If a natural disaster or something came, that I probably should have a cloud-based one.
Mm-hmm.
So that one, um, that one kind of surprised me and made me think about it. And also, if I lose my cell phone, so I'll look at putting the authenticator, you said, in some kind of database that the authenticator has that you can put it in, or some kind of place?
It's just a list. I wish it would have let me show y'all. So it's just a list. So as you put logins in there, it's just a list of them. And they're always cycling through that. I think it's like a 6-digit code. And so you just log into the Gmail or the G Suite that you used.
Oh,
Your Google Authenticator, and when you click the icon, your whole list pops up, and you find the platform that you're looking for and use the code that is there at that time. But if you wait
so
too
I can
long, the
access
code
the
will change.
authenticator. I
Google
can access
Authenticator.
authenticator through Gmail. I mean, through the G Suite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Google Authenticator.
All right. Yeah, I have it. I just didn't know it. Okay.
Cool beans. All right, Dr. Latoya, which one of these cybersecurity protections do you know you need to put in place as soon as possible? And was there anything in there that surprised you?
I need to put backup solutions in place. And two, actually, the backup solutions and the employee, when you talk with the employees, have the employee plan about where that data is, where the information and stuff is being saved. Those are the two that I need to do. The Google Authenticator concept surprised me, like that kind of roaming thing, that surprised me. I didn't know that was a thing.
It is a thing, and I'm grateful for it. So when we talk about the one that's for your website, because I can get into that one. So I'm in the back end of my website, right? Now, I have on here something called Jet Backup. Okay, so that is the plugin, Jet Backup. So I can go to my backups. I back up my website twice a month. Okay, so you can see that coming up here, I'm about to do it again, but I usually do it at the beginning of the month, like either halfway through the month and then the end, or the beginning and halfway through, right? And so what I'm doing though, as I'm backing up, like if I back up again, then I delete the oldest one, because this backup is still holding storage space on your website. And it can, if you have too many of these backups, think of them as files, right? That's all they are. And so you now are taking up the storage from your website. Now stuff can start happening wonky on your website because you're taking up the storage. But I use Jet Backup. It is a free plugin. And all I got to do is click backup. And it gives me a choice. Do I want to do a full backup or do I want to do a custom backup? I always do a full backup. And then I let it go, and then it says success when it's done. And when it's done, I just come down and delete the oldest one. So I only keep 2 on my website at a time. And so what that allows you to do is, if something happens between now and the last time that you backed up your website, you can go back to however your website looked in the last backup. You can then apply it. So I come here and restore it to how it looked right here. So I also will, if I'm going to install other backups, other plugins, like right now, I have a bunch of plugins that need to be updated. Before I update any of that stuff, I'm a backup, because sometimes those updates mess up your website. And if you didn't back up, you don't have anything to go back to, right? So think about it like that. All right. Let's see. Dr. Torres said, I have backup Jet on the site, but I don't think I actually ever do it. I didn't even know what it was. I just see it on the back end of the site. Yeah, we need to use that thing. Therese said, I'm going to do data privacy security protections. Dr. LaFerra said, thank you for that. Didn't know about the website. Therese says she's somewhere indisposed right now. Okay, no problem. So we got Therese. What Therese is going to do is the data privacy security protections, which is the first one. Let's see, Dr. Toya, do you want that to count as your turn, Dr. Toya, that you said you're going to use Jet Backup?
Well, I went already. That was an action.
My bad. Debbie, have you gone? Y'all know I'm tired. I told y'all we had a blackout last
I haven't gone yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Debbie, let us go.
So this is my weak spot. I got to tell you,
Okay.
I am not technical. I'm just like, what? So I definitely know I need to back up the computer. I do not do that regularly. I have to check with the team to make sure to see where they're storing my stuff and make sure it's all. We just created this Google workspace, so we're migrating everything into the Google workspace. And one more thing.
And
I
also,
think
when
mhm,
we have these team members, especially people that are contractors, that are experts or whatever, when they're
mhm,
doing things on your behalf and creating things on your behalf, never forget to get your native files of whatever it is, right? So
native.
even if all they're doing is giving you PDFs, ask for the Word version, right? So that you can
Oh,
store both versions in your storage. That's another protection, right? Because
oh,
sometimes we have these contractors and experts doing stuff for us. They give us the thing and it is like sealed in time, right? And it can't
mhm,
be changed or whatever. Always ask for the native file because you don't want to have to go back to them for a native file. What if something happens to them? What if they're inaccessible? You want to be able to take your native file and take it to the next expert, or you can, manipulate it and change it or whatever. You always want to have that option. So to me, that's a cyber protection also. Always get your native files.
the
When you
native
get
file is the file in a Word document. Is that that's
well,
what you're?
the native file, native just means whatever file they created it in. So,
Oh,
for
okay.
example, if somebody created a PDF, they possibly created it as a Word document first. It could
Uh-huh.
have been a PowerPoint first. Then I want the Word document. I want the PowerPoint. I want the Excel. I want whatever you created it in. Okay. Just like
Mhm,
when we get graphics done, right? Yeah, it's
mhm.
great to get the PNG. It's great to get the the JPEG, but I also need wherever you created it. So if you created it in Adobe Illustrator, give me the AI file, give me the ESP file. If you created in Canva, give me the editable template link so I can pull it over
Mhm.
into my Canva. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
whatever it is, I don't want just the final polished version that is for my use. I want, how do I change this if I need to change this? You
Okay.
understand?
Oh, good point. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Something else to
Okay.
think about, right? All
Yes.
right. So let's go over here to the YouTube. Keith said he's a tech junkie, so I do all of this. However, I need a great firewall. AVG has been my best friend for years now. Yeah, AVG is one of mine. And AVG has some free resources for y'all. So that's AVG. Let me put that so I can put it in the show notes for y'all. I also use McAfee. But let me tell you something else that hold on. Let me tell y'all what Kimberly said. Kimberly said she definitely needs to move to a cloud storage. She said, I also need to update passwords and two-factor authentication for everything. I use your affiliate link for pCloud. Thank you, thank you. And I'll put that affiliate link back in the show notes for anybody else that wants to use it. But I want to tell y'all something else because we tend to go to these co-working places, right? And when you do, you get on their Wi-Fi, or you're at the airport and you get on their Wi-Fi, or you're in another public coffee shop, whatever, and you get on their Wi-Fi. You are now subject to somebody who is also on that public Wi-Fi being able to get into your stuff. Okay. So I go a step further and I use a VPN. Now, when people think of VPN, they think of being in another country and being able to watch US TV stations. It's more than that, right? It is basically a browser, right, that has its own security. So I use that browser to scroll and do work online when I am in these public places on their Wi-Fi. So that's another thing I need y'all to think about, because VPNs are more than just you watching your US shows when you're in another country. It's about creating a browser of protection when you're online. That is the main protection of a VPN. It just, when you are in another country, you can then say that the server that you're tapping into is in the US, and now you have access to all the US stuff. But it does more than that. So I need y'all to think about that. So VPNs, pCloud, AVG, all of these things we need to be trying to put into place. Okay. So does anybody have any questions about cybersecurity protections before we get out of here? And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and go to the show notes, the announcements. Okay, so if you want to get the morning show in your inbox, go sign up at shaycannon.com/show. What you'll get is a reminder in the morning to hop on the YouTube link. And then in the afternoon, early afternoon, you're going to get sent to you the show notes and the link to the replay. Okay, so you can start piling this stuff up in your inbox. You don't have to worry about trying to remember what was what. It'll be in your inbox. Very convenient. shaycannon.com/show. Okay. Check out the free training from last week that is in our free community. If you're not in our group, go to shaycannon.info/group. However, there is value waiting for you. We just did a free training last week that was how to get your business ready to have an affiliate program. Also, it's not too late for you to get the workshop plus challenge experience that is ending this week. But all the replays are in the vault so you can get started. Okay. And today is the last time to get access for live Q&A. But go to shaycannon.com/affiliate for the Amplify Your Revenue with Affiliates workshop plus challenge experience. All right. Tomorrow is movie night. As far as I know, the movie is Joy. I think when we closed the voting yesterday, it was at Joy being number one. And yes, I'm confirming that Joy is number one. So Joy is on HBO Max. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes. It's a great movie. I can't wait to dive in and pull the business nuggets out. We will come together tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern time and talk about the movie. So watch it before then. Again, I watch it at 4 o'clock on the day of movie club night. And then at 7 o'clock, I'm ready to go to discuss. So it's not going to be too late if you haven't watched the movie yet. All right. Any questions about cybersecurity protections for your small business? Anybody have any questions before we get out of here? Tomorrow, we're going to talk about financial protections. Let me check YouTube. Okay. Nobody has questions. So okay, what you got?
Wait, I just want to say give you a big thank you and a shout out. I keep a Shay Cannon binder, so I print out all the weeks.
I love it.
Yesterday, my web developer, we're trying to come up with a main offer for my landing page. So he said, okay, so you got to give the main offer, the upsell, downsell, cross sell. I was like, okay. So I went right back to the notes, and you had a chat prompt how to. I was like, oh my God. So that was just really great. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Problem.
I really appreciate it.
For confirmation, because again, I don't play around about this stuff because I believe this is my purpose, right? And so that's why I give value in the way that I give value. I know people are doing the same thing behind paywalls. They're making you pay to get this information. However, I feel like the way that we give information can help us to make more money, and then that can help you to be able to invest at higher levels, right? So I try to keep the stuff behind the paywall at a higher level, and we just we have upgraded and up-leveled the free stuff because free stuff should still be valuable, right? So thank you for that, Debbie. I appreciate you. I really do.
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Don't make me blush. Y'all know I'm tired. All right. So y'all have a great day. The studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great